Now, we're about to go into our next topic, and I'm going to need something very special from the deep of the studio because normally she's sitting about 2 foot away.
Yeah.
Now she's about 15 foot away. We're going to jump to Timmy's stat deep dive. Lift.
It was loud.
We have got Jayden Campbell. He's in my team, and I'm looking at him as a pod captain this week, so talk to me.
All I heard from Fizz was PCL this, PCL that. He could drop at any minute. Gone. You'd be mad to trade him in. Yeah, no, I want him. I won't be getting him this week because I just don't really want to trade this week. His break even is about 80-odd. 80 on the dot, actually. So just a few numbers around... sorry, let me go down here. Just a bit of a false start here. Jayden Campbell. My control F found Regan Campbell-Gillard, which wasn't getting me far. So games at fullback, 93 points against Melbourne in the wet last week. He was outstanding.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a look at games at fullback last season. Pretty ordinary, weirdly. 48, 53, 31 and 82 for an average of just 53.5 points per game. Dug a little deeper and I thought he's basically quite good when he plays halfback because he gets a lot of traffic sent at him. Not as much as I thought. Averages 15 points per game from tackles. That is when you take out missed tackles as well. I've gone deep.
I'm sure there'd be a big whack of. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I think it was only maybe 2 or 3 or 4 per game sort of thing.
That's good to hear.
I honestly thought he'd make 25-plus tackles per game because he'd just be battered that much. But, 7 games at halfback this season, 72-point per game average. Now... numbers suggest, in a relatively small sample size, but better at halfback, but obviously came out at fullback on the weekend against the Storm and played awesome. I don't think it should deter anyone wanting to trade Campbell in whilst playing fullback, but I thought it made for interesting reading because I thought he would have scored better than that at fullback compared to halfback.
On that note as well, I think there's every chance he doesn't play fullback this week, right? If Brimo comes in, I'd assume... Do you reckon Brimo will... play 5'8" and he'll go to... I mean, it's
honestly,
a lottery.
With Desi, the mad scientist, I don't know. Ordinarily I would have said yes, but then he played so well at fullback last week, I don't know.
That's true. If I'm a betting man, I would say Brimo plays 1, Campbell plays in the halves, but I'm not confident. Well, what does he play, 6?
I don't know.
It's a lottery, yeah. Look, as a Campbell owner, as long as he's on the field, I think he'll do okay. He's
such a good footballer and especially just such a conducive game to Supercoach scoring because he racks up stats in so many different areas. He's also an outstanding goal kicker. I don't know what his goal kicking percentage is this season, but he hits them bloody well. So, look, I think regardless, don't let it impact your trade-ins, but just food for thought.
$3.40 for the Titans. Any interest? I've got heaps.
To win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got heaps of interest.
We were all in on him on Bloke on Monday.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah.
It would if JC tons up this weekend, I won't be shocked in the slightest.
Wrongs are cooked.
Yep. Damien Cook, next one. Cookie Monster.
Few of these players starting to maybe emerge at number 9 up at Coruscant. Damien Cook, I said, a bludger of a position this season. We've known that the Supercoach scoring is there for Cookie, especially this season and especially right now when Grant's on Origin duty. He's just needed the minutes. So 76 and 79 minutes the past 2 weeks for scores of 79 and 86. He's 489k, a break even of 93. I love owning Damien Cook, or have it in recent years, even under regimes where he wasn't running that much. But in the 3 games prior to those 2 games, he averaged 46 minutes per game. In those 2 games, there was the early injury to Jaden Sewer and to Dylan Egan, which you would imagine probably led to inflated minutes.
Yep.
So people are going to Cookie this week. If we knew the big minutes would continue, I'd buy him. But I just fear that those injuries have impacted and inflated the minutes because there's obviously Jacob Little who takes time off him. So, yes. What are your thoughts?
You've taken the words out of my mouth. My big concerns are that those minutes were inflated by early injuries. So, not for me, but I have got other just bigger fish to fry anyway, but I just don't trust the minutes, personally.
Tell you what, old S. Smith ticking along very nicely. You still got him?
No, I do. No, I don't.
Have you got Riley and who?
I got Riley and Tom Starling.
You're a bit nervous about... You did that shit little that you do that's like a cocky thing, but were you a bit... While you sat there just in awe of your boy Owen Paddy killing it last week. Was there also a part of you going, you're ruining Tom Starling for my Supercoach team?
I mean, I'm never going to get upset about having the second best hooker in rugby league in my side. He's almost at 545k. I can move him on to whoever the fuck I want over the next few weeks.
Not a trade you want to make, though.
Oh, it's not a trade, but it's a trade I knew I'd have to make eventually. When the time comes, I'll pull the trigger.
With him playing 75 to 80 minutes each week and no good hookers on the market, Tommy Starling, if he keeps playing those minutes, he's not a rush to sell, but now he might be.
I also... Paddy killed it on the weekend. If you know anything about Owen Paddy, that was no shock. Like, Ricky's aware he's got a fucking gun on his hands.
Yeah.
I don't think he realised on Sunday. It wouldn't shock me if he's still playing 15 minutes a game. Genuinely. I wouldn't do it. I've said that from
I
zero,
agree.
but...
Yeah, I agree, with the chat that Ricky knew what he had the whole time. Like, what he did, it didn't come as a surprise to Ricky or anyone that's ever watched Owen Paddy for more than 15 minutes before, but... Seriously, the way he played, surely you're sitting there going, do we need Tommy belted around the park for 75, 80 minutes each week? Because when Paddy was coming on for his 15 minutes per game, Starling was going to 13.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a valid point.
Put it this way, you don't need to change anything as it stands, but just one to monitor, even for sit v starts down the track with Tommy Starling, concerned.
Yeah. I think for the next few weeks, I think Ricky would go, okay, you've all seen this new shiny toy, we were a top 3 team doing my Starling Paddy thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to change it too much, but we'll wait and see. All right, next player on the list. Oh, Jackson Ford, the kid from Gerringong that could. He's grown hands in the last 12 months, and it's a scary sight all of a sudden. Talk to me.
So I had a lot of questions come in around Jackson Ford this week and sort of the impact of Mitch Barnett out. So potentially one of the big winners. He played 58 minutes against the Rabbitohs, scored 70 points with 56 in base. The week prior against the Raiders, 76 points with 56 in base. He's currently averaging 58 points from 49 minutes per game. He's at 540k, he's dual front row 2RF. In games of 55 plus minutes this season, he's averaging 67.25 points with 58.75 in base. So to sort of summarise that, he's priced on a 49-point average. Actually, need to check that, but he's been playing 49 minutes per game. If you can get up to that 55-plus minute mark and improve 5 minutes per game without Mitch Barnett, who was averaging 58 minutes per game, a lot of time to go around, he could be a goer.
Bloody oath, could be a guy. Even last year when he played through the middle, numbers I've got here, 4 games that he played through the middle for 60-plus minutes. Scores were 57, 50, 51 and 62. Didn't collect a single attacking stat during that period.
And
the real deal.
And to state the obvious, playing through the middle, harder jag attack, but I know we can't say, it's the same as when he's playing on the edge and he's attacking upwards there, but he's a good footballer. He moves well. He can run a good line, however that is. So
he's got a good 9 too.
I think the odd attacking stat will come. So, look, the Warriors have a poor Origin period schedule. There's probably one for head-to-head players who are interested. And for what it's worth, I would have a look and just see what sort of those minutes look like with Mitch Barnett out. But by next week, but maybe one for round 16. Just worth keeping an eye on.
It's just 540k, isn't it? Decent amount of bicky.
Decent, but not
crazy.
Silly, not silly.
But it's probably above where I'd want him to be.
The jewel's handy.
The jewel is very handy, for sure. All right, let's move to the next man on the list. Lukey Metcalf, he's come of age, the kid.
Yeah, look, not that I have a ton of deep dive as such around Metcalf, but I do think he was worth a talking point. And 123 against the Bunnies on the weekend, and heaps of people flocked to him. So I'm assuming probably head-to-head players because he misses round 15 and 18. But, people might also, even overall players, be sitting there and their numbers might be looking good for round 15 and 18. They go, it's not the be-all and end-all. I like what I see in Metcalf. Since the early season debacle with a couple of low scores, he hasn't gone lower than 47 since round 3. Yep. And I think that's probably what's attracted the buyers. Obviously, that big 123 as well. He's averaging 64 this season. I personally, Rude, just think you go... I don't see him as being that much better than Dill Brown. I think Munster's better. Jayden Campbell's definitely a better trade target. I think Jayden Campbell's probably the number 1 in the position. Cam Munster, he's about to miss a string of games with Origin duty and a very likely, a good chance to rest in round 16. But, yeah, he's going good, but I don't think he's a buy.
I don't think he's a buy either. I think you also need to keep in mind with Metcalf and, hopefully it keeps going, but he's been playing in a red-hot team that builds their attack around him. That's been going good the whole year. Like, if the Warriors start to struggle for a bit of form and whatnot, I do think it could change quickly on Metcalf.
I 100% think that there could still be a 20 or a 25 in there. Like, he's the fifth most traded in player.
Really?
Amongst top-ranked teams, yeah. Top 10%.
I'll tell you what, put it this way. If he scored 60 on the weekend, is he that guy?
No.
No, there's no fucking way.
So he goes Sharks this week. Tough one. Into a bye, into Penrith. I do admit that'll be a good game because it looks like Penrith will mass rest. It's in New Zealand, so that actually bodes really well for him.
Yep.
Broncos round 17 at Suncorp. That's probably fine, to be honest, the way they're going. A bye. Jeez, I've got the Warriors draw post Origin, post round 18. Tigers, Knights, Titans, Dolphins, Dogs, Dragons, Titans, Eels, Manly. Tell you what, there's your head-to-head finals draw, isn't it? Woo.
Round 16 onwards, I'm happy to have a little Damien Cook at him, but not this week.
Breakeven's 22. Yeah, like Sharkies, Incronulla.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not for me. And look, I think that draw's very appealing. I personally can't see a world where I'm spending one of my last 17 trades taking a punt on Metcalf.
I don't know either.
So, yeah. Get it. Back you if you do it.
I've broken players before and I'll break him again.
You know I'll break him again.
And Metcalf, the script's just written on that one.
Yes,
so I'm not even going to tempt fate.
Leave the guy alone. Tamale. Hot, spicy tamale. Just keeps doing the damn thing, breaking tackles at will. Talk to me.
Do you still have him?
Yes, I do. Do you? No, you don't know.
No. I got max value out of him and all that, so it was all fine. But, mate, with every week that he plays, you just sit there going, my question here is, do you need to trade? Because he's had double-digit points in tackle bust in 9 of his last 10 games. He had 24 runs against the Roosters, averaging 64 points per game this season. He's only scored 6 tries, which isn't bad by any means, but in a red-hot Raiders side, could easily have been more, and has 1 try assist. I do believe he lacks the attacking upside on that left wing because it doesn't get a lot of quality attacking ball, but I also don't think it matters. So, I think when you look at a guy like Lomax or Val Holmes or a Kiraz where, on a good week they can knock out 140 or 150.
Yep.
But the way he's going with the round 18 coverage, a bit of he's got the round 16 coverage, which looks very tricky. You certainly don't need to move him on until round 19, if at all. Jeez, he's going good.
He scored below 57 once in the last 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Can't ask for much more than that. I'm a very happy holder. And he's a guy that, I play him each week, and I know there's a risk I could get a 20, but I also know. And, I still feel like
a 20 in tackle busts.
Yeah, but he'll pull a 130, I reckon, at some point over the next few weeks. He's destined to, I think.
I mean, the way he's scoring, if he scores a double with line breaks on both, it could be it.
If something was to happen, a suspension or an injury or something to Seb Chris, and just something change on that edge, it'd get very interesting very quickly. Maybe another one to Ethan Strange.
I still don't like the attacking opportunities on the edge. He, as we've said all the time, he just goes looking for shit and makes things happen because he's so good. But yeah, look, I mean, the point is if you're an owner, you get to round 19 and you reassess things if you move to a Lomax or a Val or a Kiraz or whoever it might be. But he's given owners no reason to sell we probably thought he would. And
I agree. I don't love the attacking options over there, but he scored 4 tries in 7 weeks. It's not bad. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy to have him. Round 16's a tricky one, is it? Talk to me why. Well, which team's on the bye that week?
Manly, Cronulla, Doggies, I believe it is. Origin back up from Perth. I think we are going to see lots of restings post-Origin too.
Yep.
It'll depend on how stacked teams are. Sorry, it's the Doggies, the Dragons, and Manly. Sharks play. Thank God.
I was going to say, that's great for you if Sharkies aren't playing.
So, 3, relatively key teams. But, yeah, coming from Perth, we already know Penrith are likely to rest, so Nathan Cleary being the big one there. There's just, I think it's going to be a bloody tough week, to be honest. Even I look at round 13, that first mini bye round, which didn't look like it was going to be too difficult. I know people were scratching for numbers and scraping for numbers that week, myself included. I got there, but it wasn't easy. This week looks, and just about everyone backed up. This round 16, I reckon it's going to do some damage, and that's before any potential injuries that may or may not occur, or suspensions.
I'm just eyeballing my team now for round 16. Out of my entire squad, I'm missing 3 players. King Tonga, Lawson and Garrick. That's it.
You don't have Ola.
Don't have Ola Kawatu.
Lehigh, obviously.
Don't have Lehigh.
Like Ola's heavily owned. Lehigh's up to 37% now.
Even of my guys, like if Tino gets rested, I've got 3 available. Like I've got Hosking and Eli Katara I can chuck in there. Cleary gets rested, I just put Hines in. My 3 fullbacks, Drinkwater, Pappy, Tedesco, I don't think they'll feature. I'm actually sweet for 16.
That's great.
Lomax, he might drop out, but yeah,
that's good. People check your numbers out. As I said, every team's set up differently, and lots of people dodge them, but I think it's going to just be a tough week.
Yeah, fair shout.